Hi, I'm Steve. I'm the pastor of Kenton Baptist Church. Great to be with you today. We had an electrifying service at church. We've been looking at a series called The Reality of the Resurrection. In Luke's Gospel, we are told of two disciples walking from Jerusalem to Emmaus when they're joined by Jesus along the road. Jesus asked them, "Why are you so downcast? Why do you look so miserable?" And they said, "Are you the only stranger here? Have you not heard? Jesus of Nazareth, who we thought was the Messiah, has been crucified. He's dead. He's simply just another prophet." That's what people are saying. And basically, we've lost all hope. Jesus has to change their concept of who the Messiah is and why the Messiah had to be crucified. And he takes them on a journey through their scriptures from the books of Moses through all of the prophets to the modern day. He has to change their hearts. He begins to open their hearts to the true message of who the Messiah is and why the Messiah came. As they travel along the 4 or 5, maybe 7 miles to Emmaus, it takes them a couple of hours. And Jesus gently unpacks, and they can feel their hearts starting to burn within them as hope starts to increase. They invite Jesus into their home, and Jesus acts as though he's going to go further. They say, "No, please, come and stay with us." Jesus enters their house as a guest. He sits at the table, he takes the bread and he breaks it as the host. You see, there's an incredible thing about Jesus whenever he breaks bread. In John's Gospel, chapter 6, he said himself, "I am the bread of heaven. Whoever comes to me, they'll never hunger or thirst." Whenever he broke the bread, when people were hungry, the young lad who gave him those fish and those loaves, there was a miracle that took place. Now as Jesus breaks the bread, he is revealed before their eyes as the bread of heaven, who supplies not just their physical needs, but also now their spiritual needs, that they will hunger no more. He disappears from sight, but they rush back to Jerusalem to tell the other disciples the good news that Jesus has risen from the grave, that everything that was said about the Messiah really was true, that Jesus is the Messiah. Their eyes were opened and their hearts were opened. But I wonder, what about you and I? In the 21st century, what stops us from recognizing when Jesus is walking near us? Is it disappointment? Is it hopelessness? Do we need to have a new concept of who Jesus really is? Do we need to relook at our own theology? And remember Jesus' promise when he said, "I'll never leave you. I'll never forsake you. I'll never ever give up on you." Jesus touched their hearts. He opened their minds. He opened their eyes. And we too can have our eyes open to the reality of the resurrection, that Jesus walks with us, whether we recognize him there or not. It's been great chatting with you today. Why don't you look us up on Facebook or YouTube and Twitter? Why not even come down to church? We'd love to see you. Till next time. Bye-bye.